Oh, sorry guys. What's good, my people, my peeps? There was a message that came up here, and I was reading it. So if I was looking at the camera, I was reading a message that appeared on here. So good morning. Good morning. Well, let me not. Grand rising, because we're not mourning for anyone, right? Grand rising, rise and shine. I got a word for you today. My voice may sound a little raspy because I'm just getting up not too long ago, and I must deliver this message to you all. This message is not for children to partake in, so it's going to be a little deep, and so what I need you to do is, if you have children around that can hear the sound of my voice, it is up to your discretion for them to hear this message or not. I will keep it as PG as possible. But I had a revelation. Oh my goodness, it was so deep that hit me this morning, and it started. First of all, let me let me take you back old school. When we used to go to church, and they used to sing a song, "Go tell it on the mountain, go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and every go tell it on the mountain." If you hear this message, if you receive this message and can understand it, if you can flip it, remix it, and go tell it on the mountain so this message can get out to the people. Do you hear me? I had taken note from Sophia, who wrote The Matrix. People came and stole her information, right? Didn't want to pay her, didn't want to give her credit. But in the end, her message did get out there and touch so many people's lives. And it's still to this day touching people's lives, right? So I'm taking her experience because in the end, she won. She won. And she was blessed. Her works came back to her. And it's not about being blessed in this message and my works coming back to me. I'm trying to tell you, go tell it on the mountain. This message that I'm going to bring to you today. I I dropped a video late last night regarding a young lady, and this young lady was in the hospital. She had a baby in the hospital, and good morning. Good morning. God bless you. So I you better hurry up and park and act like you do what's up. You better hurry up and park and act like you do what's up. Turn back around. Hey, smooth behind me. Smooth up all this stuff. Let's keep the camera this way. Let's keep the camera this way, y'all. It's too early for this. This message gonna go out. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hill, and everywhere. Okay, so check this out. I'm gonna forewarn you of this. Get your little ones out the room. This message is gonna be deep. This message is gonna be deep. So, this is what's up. I dropped a I dropped a video last night regarding a woman who had a baby and went to the hospital. Now, y'all should have learned something after this horrendous plague that struck the nation in 2019 about going to the hospital. But I understand. So um, the video said was basically talking about I think I can't remember the title. I actually put on the video, guys. But the woman was in the hospital, and police, the nurses, had all blocked all entrances for her to leave the hospital. Now, I put up the second half of that video so that you could see her response because it was a two-part video. The woman had her baby in her arms, and she was basically calling out for help via her cell phone, letting people know what is going on. These people won't let me leave the hospital. They want my baby. They want your star seeds. These, I'm trying to tell you. Ooh, go tell it on the mountaintop. It's deep, y'all. So this message is, I'm going to try to stay focused and deliver this message seamlessly because it hit me like a ton of bricks. When I uploaded the second half of her message, the young lady was talking about how they would not let her leave the hospital because she refused for them to take her baby's blood and do other, because she, in her video, the first one, she says they're trying to do something sinister to my baby, okay? She would not let them take her baby because they wanted to take the blood from her baby, right? And so, but I took it down because she was saying that she was young, she was a foster child, because I read the comments from that first video, and people were like, you didn't have nobody else to call, and blah, 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 blah. And she was saying, I was a foster child. Basically, she's always been alone. You know, sometimes when you leave the foster system, you don't have the parents that were your foster parents. Sometimes they're really not a connection there, so you don't have anybody. And I did a video this week talking about star seeds, okay? Star seeds, special children that have been here, that are here, and special children that are returning here, okay? And she said that they wanted her baby's blood, and they put her in a room, and they were trying to do psychological games with her, talking about, you can go with us, put the baby in the car seat, because they wanted her to put the baby in, because she was holding the baby if you watched her in the first video. She had her baby in her arms, and they coasted her from that area to a room, but she still was holding her baby. And, you know, they really didn't want to struggle, because, you know, if you got your baby in your arms, maybe it's just me, but I would have been holding on tight to my baby. I would have been holding on tight, right? Because you physically are holding your baby. If people going to bum rush you to get your baby out your arms, you're going to protect your baby with your life, hopefully. Some people would. There's still some parents like that out in this world. It's going to get deep. So they sent a so-called psychologist into the room and was telling her, you know, put the baby in the car seat and we'll walk out together. Now, if you know anything by saying put the baby in the car seat, that would be an easier way to take the baby from the mom, because if the baby gets juggled around, the baby's locked down in the car seat so they can snatch the car seat. Come on, let's put this together. And so she did. She said before she did that, they kept trying to coast her into that, and the person that came into the room, he actually started manifesting, started being so upset, and I was like, wow. They wanted the baby's blood, okay, guys. And girls, we're going to get into it this morning. I see some people participating by viewing. I talked about viewership the other day in my live stream. So before I get into it, could you put a thumbs up? Because I see no thumbs up or a one in the chat if you can hear me from the viewers that are watching. Okay, all right. There we go. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, guys. Mm, mm, mm. You have heard of different peoples, nations, philosophies, as above, so below, all of these different philosophies, right? And so when I seen that video last night, and it's dealing with the children, and that's a major part of my background is early child development, dealing with children, dealing with the cognitive development of children of the next generation, right? It came full circle to me last night. As I was sleeping, I have my videos running, and I heard this gentleman talking about women and security. It's going to all make sense in the end, y'all. Women and security. And that's a big part of women's nature, is wanting to feel secure, right? And it's so true. It's so true. The security of knowing that you can be yourself. You can be able to express your feminine side. The side that these men said has become masculine. We're going to get into this. He also was talking about children that were at play and how when you disrupt a child's play, you disrupt the creative nature of the child itself, right? And if you don't understand what I mean by that, when parents make their children be or have responsibilities of a adult and not let them express their inner creativity, their inner God development. Oh, let's get into it. Their inner God development. That video reminded me of when I was at the hospital a week ago. Had me locked in. They had you locked in trying to do something very sinister, but no one speaking, about stuff like that. And you know what? They said I can pin videos now, so I'm going to see if I can pin that comment. They said I can pin videos. I don't want to try it. Put someone in time out, report. No. Maybe later. I'm going to try to pin that doggone comment. Yeah. So, even when I went to y'all see my videos when I went to the doctor's office, and I asked the doctor, they talk about all this about my blood and everything, but they didn't want to tell me my blood type. Good morning, grand rising, great. Hey, Tanya. They didn't want to tell me my blood type. There's something very sinister, and they are getting desperate. Okay, so this man was talking about the children and their play and their play being disrupted by being designated jobs and I'm not talking about having your children learn chores, light medial chores like picking up your toys. These are just ways to help your children in development of learning how to be responsible. Not that. I'm talking about some parents literally have children running households, children trying to figure out how to get food and put on the table when that's supposed to be the man's responsibility. Now, I know you about the man's responsibility. The man, come on. I said we're going to get into this today. We're going to get into this today. Because I have told you guys, I am tired of the doggone blame game. I'm tired of it. It's stupid. You all sit here and you all act like you some of you follow the Most High, follow the Bible, and you on your glory platform, on your soapbox, but you still got the blame game going on. Well, let's get into it. We give these children adult responsibilities when they should be manifesting and building up their God genes. Yeah, within. Okay? Woo wee. When I heard him say that, I got so much. I got so many downloads that I had to write them down, y'all, because I have to hit the points, and I didn't even write all of the downloads down. I could just get the words because words were just coming to me. We got this blame game, and I'm going to stop it as best as I can, and I say to you this: go tell it on the mountain. Take this message, rewrite it, remix it, and tell the world however it needs to be out there. Men, I'm talking to you. Yeah. I am talking to you. I'm not blaming you, but I'm talking directly to you, and I hope I reach down to the depths of your soul. You are the head of the household. There is this huge push that has and it seems like it will not go away about the women that has destroyed the household because they have raised the children. Now, I need you to stay tuned and follow what I am saying to you. The agenda that you all can't seem to pick up, I keep putting it down, but y'all can't pick it up. And it is focused on black women, okay? But when you talk about black women, you talk about women as a whole, okay? Because my sister in the video was a Edomite, was a white person, but she had a star seed, okay? So when you talk about black women, you're talking about women as a whole. But you got to hit the original, okay? You got to take out the original. Y'all better follow me with this. So that agenda of, oh, my mother raised me, and that's why. And these are men. These are men. My mother raised me. That's why I am a pitiful person. That's why I cannot love right. That's why. But my mother, I had a sister. And she went to college because the government wanted her to achieve. The government wanted her to achieve. But my mother didn't raise me right. And she pushed my father out of the house. And so now I'm the pitiful man that I am. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. Let's get it in. I tell you, the more I am seeing things, the more things are made plain. The more things are made plain. The disciples came to Jesus one day and asked, who's going to get into heaven? They were pondering this, wondering, who is going to get into heaven? And Jesus was sitting amongst them, Yahweh Shai, sitting amongst them. They're in the city. People are walking. You know, I'm the type of person I people watch. I guess I got that from observing children all my life. So I'm a people watcher, not a people watcher because people watch me, but a people watcher. Their traits, their movements, how they act, their communications with each other, physical. You know, I can see somebody they across the street. Oh, them folks arguing. Look how they move it. Just their body, the way it's moving. Energy just vibrating off of them. So they in the city or on the mountaintop in the garden. I don't know where they were exactly, but there were people around. And the disciples said to Yahweh Shai, who is going to get into heaven? And Yahweh Shai called a child over, a little one, a little child. and said to the disciples, unless unless you become like a child again, you can't get into heaven. Y'all need, I'm trying to reprogram y'all, help y'all reprogram y'all psyche. I'm trying to get y'all off of this program that they have out here, and that you have your own people pushing, but half the time your people pushing this drug of destroying your nation is the same kind of system they put into the inner cities when they brought crack cocaine into your city and pushed it into your household and had your own men pushing it on the corner until your households were destroyed. It's the same crack cocaine, but they done flipped it and tuck it to your mental. And now you got these deadbeat people that have traumatized themselves again by listening to this false message that is out here. The disciples said to Jesus, how can you get into heaven? Jesus, Yahweh Shai said, you must become like the children again. You need to clear your mind. What I need for you all to do out there, I need you all to shut your computer down. Okay, we're going to reboot. We have to reboot because you are getting the wrong message here. But you must become like a child to get into the kingdom of heaven. This is downloads that's coming to me. After I heard that man talk about how play is, how sinister this world is, my people, my peeps. But you don't understand the beauty of reproduction. You don't understand the beauty of children, development of you, of yourself. You don't understand it. Women, yes, if you understand the psychology of a woman, well, security is one of the top of the list when it comes to a woman choosing a partner, wanting to have a partner. Security. And you see, the order that the Most High has is the Most High and then the man, and I'm going to keep telling y'all this, the woman is under the man because he gives this protection, the walls, the security. Inside that wall, inside that secure place, the woman can reside and produce whatever he brings in, cooks. He brings in the meat, she fry it up. You know, the song was wrong. The women, I bring home the bacon. No. He brings home his efforts, and she multiplies it. Do you understand? The man is the walls, the security of the nation that he's building. The woman is inside the walls. But inside the walls of the man is the woman, and inside the woman is the children. Oh, my God, it hit. Where do the children first reside? There's other walls. I sometimes want to come to you all and talk to you all about some things that are so deep, but I don't know if you would receive them. But I'm talking about these walls because we are no more than pictures of our Creator. Although, I'm not going to get sidetracked. We are the pictures of our Creator. If you took a nut or let me see, anything, it's an acorn is a really good example. If you took an acorn and you cut the acorn open, you cut the walls open off of it, and you took it and you and you looked at it through a microscope, you would see the formation of a tree. The creator, its original, its originator. The walls of the city, the blame game, the new crack on the street. Take out the black woman because she didn't know how to raise the children. And the black man, it's okay. It's okay that he 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 was traumatized by his black mother, and now this crack, we can spread this message and have more traumatized males to spread this crack on each corner, each social media site, instead of having some of these males say, hold up, truth be told, we all been traumatized. Hold up, truth be told, let's reboot. The walls of the city where development take place. The walls of the city, reproduction. Now, we are going down deep. I say if you have children, this is where I'm going deep into the conversation. On the streets, men in their locker rooms, in their talks, they talk about, man, I'm about to get in those guts. I'm about to knock those walls out. The walls. The female walls. The female walls that line the vagina. The entry into paradise. Because that's where they're trying to get back into. That's why men, sex is a very, very addictive drug, for lack of a better comparison. They're trying to get back into paradise. And they're knocking down the walls. And they're bragging about it. How they knock the walls out, or after they've knocked walls out of the female vagina, they've moved on, right? And other men may have come in and trampled down the city wall. Follow me. And then these men get into their corners, their pubs, their clubs, and talk about, oh, that woman has no walls. She has no walls. People have run through, they have trampled down the city walls. You hear men speak on the woman. The woman was deceived, right? Well, yes, indeed. Paradise. These men, they want to get into paradise. And women have been deceived. And so I say to you, the serpent was wise, was a slick talker. He wanted to get into paradise to destroy the seed. You see, paradise was a garden surrounded by walls. The vagina is a garden surrounded by walls. And that is where you get the lotus flower. concept from. The lotus flower that blooms and opens up. And it's a very beautiful flower. But it is in paradise where you find these flowers. The woman's vagina is considered to be the lotus flower, where it blooms in paradise, guarded by the city walls, the walls that guarded paradise, the Garden of Eden. Well, you see, the serpent got into those walls and deceived the woman. We hear the woman was deceived. But we don't hear about these men that are in their corners, in their pubs and clubs, talking about how they have knocked down the city walls, the walls of the vagina, the walls of the woman, how they may be the serpent's seed because you have deceived the woman. You have knocked down the wall and taken the prize and ran off. Deception. Because you had to be a smooth talker, a smooth operator to breach the walls of the city, the vagina, to get into paradise, to be able to smell the lotus flower bloom. You had to be the serpent's seed. And so now the serpent has entered into paradise, deceived the woman. Well, men, are you the serpent's seed? Because you see, the woman is carrying something within the garden, something that it takes millions of soldiers to try to attack. Millions of soldiers, once those walls have been breached, to attack. You know, you talk about your soldiers, my men, your swimmers, trampling down the walls. They have made it into paradise. But it takes millions of them to try to breach the second wall that lies within paradise. The egg. For you see, there is a prize within paradise. That's why the serpent knew to try to get into those walls and deceive the woman, to corrupt the egg, try to breach and get into the egg. For you see, only one of those soldiers out of millions, once the walls have been breached, can get into the egg. So I cannot, and I hope that you will not accept the lame excuse, the lame agenda, the old school crack pipe that these men and their father, the devil, is trying to push. They are the pusher man. You see, even the most Even Jesus said, you must be like the children to get into the kingdom. How precious is the woman and her walls and her vagina being paradise. And you lie if this applies to you as men. If you can call yourself men, you may be males or so-called otherwise thinking of yourself as men, but have the serpent seed within you, trying to destroy the children that come from paradise within the walls, within the woman. For you see, the woman is over the children, and the children reside in her inner wall. So if we have the men that can't seem to get it through their head that they are the first wall of protection, and that it is not about not being there for the woman, but being there as the man, because you're protecting the child that is within the woman, that is within paradise. You're bringing forth God's seed. But if you're going around breaching walls and bragging about the cities that you have conquered, the walls that you have knocked down, meaning the vaginas that you have destroyed, and then coming and waking up into 2022 saying, oh, my mom raised me and my father was gone, and it's all about the black woman and how she... No. Stop right there. I need you to reset, reboot your computer. It is the man who needs to realize it is time for you to stand your ground. Protect your city. Protect paradise. For within your city, within the walls of security, being the man, being the provider, within the walls of security, you have the woman. Within the woman, you have the paradise that you want to enter into to bring forth fruit. To have her lotus flower bloom so that you can enter through the walls, through the gates. And bring forth God's seeds on this world. So if you still are manufacturing and recycling this agenda, well, you are the pusher man. I'm your pusher man. We need gods that have recalibrated and know that they are gods here and will stand tall and say, I'm going to protect the walls of my city. For I am the provider. I am the strength to where my woman, my wife can lean, and my child within that pushes forward can lean on. I am the provider. Because that seed, we pray, that is not a serpent seed, not the ones that went into the walls, into the vagina of the woman and tore down the walls and brought forth serpent seeds. You see, you hear the Bible verse about women. Menstruing women will bring forth monsters. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are in the times with women that have their periods will bring forth, they will birth monsters because monsters have breached the walls of the vagina. Men have destroyed and trampled down the city walls. And they want to perpetuate that it is the woman's fault. Stand strong, my man. Stand strong, I say. Stop being weak. Stop being weak and using that Bible to perpetuate your weakness. Are you a God or are you a simp? Are you the seed of Satan? In war, and we are in war. Kings, leaders of the armies, when the alarm was sounded, true men, true leaders who knew about protecting their city gates. For within the city are the women and the children. Women and children into the bunkers. Women and children into this, go this way. Women and children hatch down the bunker. Women and children and the men went up onto the city walls and protected the city. For within the city was the women and the children, the nation builders that helped build the nation. So I say to you, like Yahushua said, when the disciples said, asked, how can anyone get into the kingdom of heaven? And it was said by Yahushua, by Jesus, you must be like children. The importance of that message, I hope, resonates with you today. And I'm out, and much, much love.